Here's one more thing to recap the modeling. I forgot to add this. We did it by hand, just kind of trial and error, modeling this function. And one example, I just was playing around with this and came up with 1500 times 1.13 to the t, or to the x in this case. And then I talked about in the other video how you could have a more complicated model with shifts or something like that. Not very standard to do that. Well, as usual, there's a way to sort of a one-button solution to do this. What you can do is do stat calc, and then there's all these regs: linear regression, quadratic regression, cubic, quartic, linear as another form, ln, a logarithmic regression, and an expreg. So if you do expreg, and then if you just do expreg, it'll give you something, but here's a good way to do it. Put in shift 1 for L1, comma, shift 2 for L2, comma. So that'll say those are the x values and the y values that you want for your exponential function. And then I want to actually use the function I get, and so what you do is you put in, as the third argument, let's put in a y var y3 so I don't erase the other stuff. Okay? And so here's what it gives you. It gives you a form. Notice it does not give any kind of shift here. So it's just a plain scaled version of an exponential with a certain growth rate, b, and the scaling. And that a is going to be exactly what happens when x equals 0. And I swear I did not actually look at this before I did my guessing around, but I'm pretty proud of myself. Notice it's I'm not saying that this is the be all and end all. I'm not even sure exactly how it judges what the best answer is, but it gets 1499 times 1.1309 basically to the x, which is pretty close. So if you go with the y equals, it's really, really close to this function. Of course, it's got a lot of decimal places, but if you go over, oops, it's 1499 point all this stuff, and then times 1.13 something 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 to the x. And if you look at the graph, you graph the guess I had, and then the expreg answer. If you notice this thing still going, it's still graphing, it's just you can't even tell the difference. Pure luck, basically. I didn't actually put a heck of a lot of effort into this guess of 1500 times 1.13 to the x. It just happens to be exactly, almost exactly what their algorithm happens to give. So remember, it's the syntax is expreg, which is in stat math, and then your x values, your y values, and then where you want the answer to go in as a function. And usually a y variable is good, so you can graph the thing. Okay, that's all I wanted to say on that.